Y'all, please pay attention to your surroundings and trust your intuition.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about you need to trust your gut and always check your surrounding. So I'll put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my truths.
Y'all, please pay attention to your surroundings and trust your intuition. Yesterday, I was on my way to the store to make a return, and I got to the stoplight and I noticed this car pull up next to me and his window was rolled all the way down. And my windows are tinted, so I didn't think much of it, but I can tell that he's looking over at my car. So I'm like, okay, whatever. The light turns green, we both pull forward, and I pull behind him because I need to turn into the parking lot. We get stopped by another stoplight, and at this point, I'm behind his car and I can see him looking at his side mirror the entire red light. Like, he just keeps looking in his side mirror. And at this point, I was starting to feel a little bit weird because, yes, my windows are tinted, but when the sun is out, you can still see into my car. So I was like, is he looking at me? The light turns green, we both pull forward. I turn on my signal to turn into the parking lot. He turns on his signal to turn into the parking lot. So then he pulls into the parking lot, I pull into the parking lot. He goes one way, I go another way. So I was like, okay, that was just weird. Like, let me go on about my business. Now, there are several stores in this plaza, so I find the store that I need to go to and I park my car, and something just tells me, don't get out the car. Like, don't do it. So I'm just sitting in my car and I wait a couple minutes and I see him pull in front of my car. And I'm like, okay, he slows down a little bit and then he just keeps going. And at this point, I'm starting to feel like really alerted. Like, this is really odd, right? So I wait in my car for another minute or so, and then I see him circle my vehicle again for the second time. And at this point, I'm taking pictures. And in the pictures, you can literally see him looking at my vehicle the entire time he's passing my car. So I wait in my car for another 5 minutes or so, and I don't see him, so I just shake it off and I go into the store. As I'm walking into the store, I look back and I see him literally sitting in his car in the same row, like where my car is parked, and he's just like a couple spaces down. And there are plenty of parking spaces available, so he's just sitting there. So I go into the store and I make my return and I spend like a good 15-20 minutes just like walking around, just trying to calm myself down. So I leave the store and I'm looking around the parking lot and I don't see his car anymore. So I'm like, okay, phew, like that was weird. As soon as I get near my car, I look over and I see that he's parked in a spot and he's watching me walk to my car. He sees that I see him and he looks at me and he goes like this and starts smiling. So I get in my car and I call my mom, I call my best friend. I'm just trying to figure out what to do because at this point, like, I know he's watching me. So I sit in my car for like 10 minutes and I finally get a hold of my best friend, and this entire time he's still watching me. So I pull off and drive to my nearest police station. So I filed an incident report and thank God I got pictures of his vehicle, his license, and him. So the moral of the story is to pay attention to your surroundings and trust your intuition, because if something doesn't feel right, most likely it's not.
Ladies, please be more vigilant of your surroundings. I say this because of what happened to me today. So I was walking in Wood Green, minding my business on my phone. Literally, just minding my business. And then I saw a guy. He looked at me. I glanced at him. Good thing I did. Because he turned around and started walking towards me, like behind me. So I didn't really take any notice of it or whatever, yeah. But I kind of did, just took a little bit of notice. So as I was walking into the shopping centre, he started walking a bit quicker towards me. And then as I was about to get on the escalator, something told me for turn around. Was it not him behind me? He said to me, ladies first. I said, no. You go first. Cool. He went up the escalator because he was in shock, expecting me to go behind him. I stood there and then I walked and I sat back over by like the Wendy's side, yeah? As I sat back around, the guy come back down the escalator to see me there. So yeah, I'm sitting down now, looking directly at the escalator. As him come down, he put a thumbs up. And he looked at me dead in my face. The look on his face was like a demon. After he gave me the thumbs up, you know, and him walk and go about in business. There's enough people that want to take us away and do things to us as women and SA us. So please, ladies, I'm saying this, be careful. Because if I wasn't looking, looking at my surroundings and what I was doing, something could have happened to me today. So guys, please, let me tell them now again, be careful. I know what you are doing when you go on the road here. Thank God to I have a praying granny, I have a praying mother, was always watching me. And that's what helped me.
Guys, my gut instinct literally saved my life. Imagine, so one day I'm driving along. There used to be this route that I used to walk. And I always used to have anxiety walking this route, even though it was like the safest route home at the time. and there's like all these trees either side, and I always used to think, oh my gosh, one day I'm gonna get dragged in. But like, I didn't want to walk on the left, didn't want to walk on the right. So always, if I was walking late, I would always walk in the middle of the road, like with the cars, because I used to say, listen, I'm not. So one day I'm driving this particular route home, right? And obviously you feel a lot safer when you're driving. Hello, it's 1 a.m. I'm on my way home, and I've literally gone over the roundabout, and I'm about to like turn into this particular area that I used to walk, and there was a white car, and it was literally completely off, stationary, right in front of a lamppost. From the back where I'm driving behind, it looked as if it had crashed into the lamppost, and all of the doors, all 4 doors were open. So automatically I've slowed down. I was never going to stop. I'm not an idiot. I was never going to stop, but I slowed down because I thought maybe someone's actually crashed into the lamppost, and someone might have been injured. Like, it could have been anything. It's like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's pitch black on the road. There's no movement. Like, there's just this car, all doors open, da 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 da. So imagine I'm slowing down to like crawl past the car, clutch control vibes. Yes, I'm looking, and automatically, have you ever been in a situation where you can feel someone looking at you? I felt this presence entered my soul, it entered my body, and I could feel someone looking at me. I could feel it. So automatic, imagine I'm looking this way as well, because I'm looking into the car, and I also realized that the car was probably the tiniest centimeters away from the lamppost, but it hadn't crashed into the lamppost. So automatically I knew this was a setup. Yeah, so I dropped the gear, gone. I said forget it. I said forget about it, I'm not on it. Yeah, and literally where I'm driving to is that you have to now turn a sharp right corner. Just before I turned this sharp right corner, I looked into my rearview mirror, and I swear all I see is people coming from either side. Like, I couldn't tell whether they were male, female or whatnot, because number 1, I'm driving too quick, number 2, it's dark, but people coming from either side of the road. So the side that the car was initially parked on, and also the bushes on the other side. And my heart sank. I didn't stop. I just went all the way home, all the way back home. Didn't stop at all. Went in, told my mum. I was like, oh my gosh, this just happened. Da, da, da. Can you imagine if I stopped? Because there are people in the world that would see a car that looked like it's crashed, doors open. You're going to think, is that the person all right? And you're going to stop. You're going to stop. If I'd stopped, that could have been a whole different situation.
So I just had a very disturbing experience at the park with my kids, and I feel like I should share it because I think parents need to know that this is happening and kids are doing this, and it's really sad. And I feel so icky right now. But I was at the park with my 3 kids, right by the Draper skate park. And there was the public restrooms. There's the male restroom and the female restroom, and outside of the male restroom were 2 scooters. And I noticed those 2 scooters there, and it kind of put a red flag out for me. Like, why are there 2 kids in there for so long? But I was like, maybe they're just going to the bathroom for a while. So I just kind of stared at it, but I didn't think much of it. Then my almost 2-year-old saw the scooters and went over to them and accidentally knocked them over, and they banged against the men's restroom door. And a probably 12-year-old opens the door, and behind him I see a 7 or 8-year-old. And the minute I saw them, I knew something inappropriate was going on. But I was like, am I overreacting? Like, am I paranoid? Because I am a victim of kid-on-kid assault. And so I was just like, maybe it's just triggering me and like nothing's going on, but I just knew something inappropriate was happening. So they go back in, they don't come out, they stay in, they shut the door. And I'm like, are you guys okay? I like knock, I'm like, are you guys okay? And they're like, yeah, we're fine. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe they're just making like a funny TikTok. Like, I don't know. So I voice memo my friends, and I'm like, what would you do in this situation? Like, I think something is happening. Like, should I open the door? Like, should I go in there? And before they could respond, I see 2 other moms at the park. And these kids were at the skate park. They weren't at the park. They were at the skate park. There were no parents with them. They were completely by themselves. just skating on their scooters. So I go to these two moms and I'm like, hi, I'm pretty sure that there are two minors in the boys' restroom that are doing inappropriate things. And they were like a boy and a girl. And I was like, no, a boy on boy in the male restroom. I don't know if I should open the door, if I should go in there. Like, should I go knock again? And they were like, yeah, definitely go knock again. So I go back, I knock again, and I kind of peep the door open a little bit, but I don't look in. And I'm like, hey guys, are you guys sure you're okay? Like, somebody might be using the restrooms in a minute. Like, are you good? And again, they're like, yeah, we're fine. And I'm like, okay. And at this point, I feel sick to my stomach. And I'm like, I don't want to open the door. I don't know what I'm going to see. And also, I feel like that's extremely inappropriate of me as a woman to open and go into the male restroom, and maybe they aren't doing anything inappropriate and they really are just going to the bathroom, and it's like an invasion of privacy. So I'm like, I look around to see if there's a dad like anywhere at the park that I could like send in, and there's no dads. So I call my husband and I'm like, would it be crazy of me to call the non-emergency police department and be like, I think that two minors are doing inappropriate sexual intercourse at a public restroom? And the age gap is what was also very concerning, because it was a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old, and any age gap, any child doing this is concerning, but it felt very not consensual. Like, I could just feel it. And so my husband's like, no, call the non-emergency department. So I get on the phone with the police department. I'm on hold. And while I'm on hold, the other parents at this point, the other moms, are now also aware of the situation. And they're like, this is weird. And we see the younger kid run out, grab his backpack from the skate park. And as he's running back in, I'm like, are you okay? What's going on? He's like, we're fine. Goes into the restroom, grabs his scooters, takes them in the restroom with him, and shuts the door. And that's when I was like, no, something is up. So I'm waiting to get in contact with the police, and the other mom sees this happen, and she's like, no. And she starts walking over, and she kind of peeks her head in the door, is like listening for a minute. I hang up because I see her open the door, and they were indeed doing inappropriate things. And I see them grab their stuff and book it. And I'm so mad at myself for not calling the police department sooner. Like, the minute I had an instinct that something was wrong, because who knows what was going on. They were in there for about 30 minutes, so who knows what other things were happening. But this other mom witnessed it, saw it, and as they were running out, I made eye contact with the younger boy, and it just made me sick to my stomach. Like, these are children, and who knows what's going on in their homes, who knows what they're seeing on social media. There are so many contributing factors as to why this scenario happened, but it's happening. And I think parents need to understand that it doesn't matter how old your child is. Never let them be alone with another kid or child in that circumstance. Like, if your kid is going to the skate park, like, make sure you are having conversations. Like, this whole situation just makes me feel sick to my stomach. And a part of me is like, I wish I would have just opened the door. Like, I wish I wouldn't even I wish I wouldn't have knocked and been like, are you okay? I wish I would have just opened the damn door and been like, you guys are getting out of here. Like, this isn't happening. But I thought I was overreacting. And so, trust your gut. Like, trust your intuition, especially as a mother. If something feels off, it's off, okay? And B, if you are a parent and you have a child that's going to skate parks or going to the park or playing video games with their friends in the basement, like, it can literally happen at any age. It can be kid on kid. Predators, sexual assault, those things don't just happen with adults. They happen with children too. And I just think that's something that needs to be discussed more, because I think we just assume that kids are kids and it's playful and fun, but it can also be really dark and disturbing, and things like this can happen. And like, I can't even imagine if my son, who is 4, went into that bathroom and saw whatever was going on in there. So please, please, please be aware of what your kids are doing, where they are. If the police could have gotten there and witnessed it, the parents could have been contacted and notified that this was happening, but those kids ran home and their parents have no idea. And I don't know if it was consensual. At that age, is it even consensual? Like, you're literally children. Yeah, I guess I'm just saying this as a PSA to protect your children, be aware, because this is happening. It's happening, and it's really,
That's a video, guys. I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. You need to be aware of your surroundings and also trust your gut. So there's a reason people say trust your gut. It's not just a click or motivation line, it's real. Our gut instincts are powerful. They're not just random feelings. They are collection of signals, past experiences, subconscious patterns that our brain has picked up on even when we have not consciously noticed. And most of the time, that small voice in your head or that tiny feeling in your stomach is trying to warn you, guide you, or alert you to something that is not quite right. In today's world where manipulation, distraction, and fake appearance are after everywhere, it's more important than ever to pause and listen to your inner voice and take it real, honest look at what's around you. So many people end up in toxic relationship, dangerous situations, or deep regret because they didn't trust themselves. Maybe someone seemed too nice too fast. Maybe the opportunity looked too good to be true. Maybe you noticed a pattern in someone's behavior that rubbed you the wrong way, or maybe you felt drained every time you were around a certain person, but you brush it off, thinking you were just being too sensitive. But here's the truth, those feelings are not accidents, they are clues. And when you ignore them for too long, the consequences often follow. You have to become your own protector, your own guide. No one else can live your life, feel what you want to feel, or understand what you notice in your spirit. There will be moments where your gut tells you something is not safe and everything around you looks fine, but it's not. That's discomfort you feel in your body. The energy shift when someone walks in the room. Pay attention because energy does not lie. People might, but energy won't. And you surrounding the people you hang around with, the environment you stay in, the conversation you entertain, those things shape your mental health, your confidence, and even your safety. How many times have you looked back at a situation and thought, I knew something was off? You probably felt it from the beginning. Your gut told you, but maybe you wanted to give someone the benefit of a doubt. Maybe you didn't want to seem judgmental or paranoid. Maybe you just wanted things to work out so badly that you silence your own wisdom. That's the danger. When you silence yourself, you make a room for things to come into your life and were never meant for you in the first place. Checking your surrounding does not just mean scanning the room for danger, it means being aware of who is clapping to you and who is quietly hoping you fall. It means watching how people react when you're doing well, when you're struggling, and when you set boundaries. It's about noticing who drains you and who fulfills you up. You got to become emotional aligned, spiritually aligned, because not every smile is genuine, not every friend is safe, and not every opportunity is aligned with your purpose. I know it's not easy. Sometimes we want badly to believe the best in people. We want to stay loyal to someone who showed us potential, even if their pattern are toxic. We want to stay in the familiar environment, even if it's showing killing our confidence or our dreams. But the price of ignoring your instincts is too high. You might survive, yes, but you will survive in silence. It's anxiety, in a second, guessing yourself who deserve to live with peace and quality. The truth is, trusting your gut is checking your surrounding doesn't make you paranoid. It makes you wise. It makes you finally reach a level of self respect. When you choose to protect your energy, your time, and your heart, it means you won't keep falling into traps just because someone said the right words. You're watching for consistency now, you're checking for patterns, you're listening to your spirit, not just your ears. That's growth. And don't let anyone guilt you into ignoring that. The people who are good for you will never make you feel bad for settling boundaries or protecting your peace. The right people won't mind when you need time to think or space to observe. In fact, they will respect you more for it. But the wrong people, they'll call you paranoid, too emotional, too dramatic, because they can't manipulate someone who sees reality. So today, let me be your reminder. Stop second guessing what you know deep down. Trust your gut. The uneasiest you feel, that your spirit speaking, that comfort in your body, that alarm stopping ignoring, stop brushing it off. Your safety, your peace, and your future may depend on your ability to listen and act on what you feel inside. Be present, be aware, be intentional, and never stop checking your surrounding, because not everyone is for you and not everything is a good situation and safe. The more you tune into your instincts and start noticing the energy in the room, the free you become, because now you're no longer moving blindly. You're walking in truth, you're protecting your peace, you're standing in your power, and nothing is more dangerous to the enemy of your growth than a person who trusts themselves. So we need to continue like trusting your guide. When you just feel anything off, please just speak it out. It's okay. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.